Hell yeah, man. Yo, bro. So, you write a lot, bro, or most of these freestyles, or like, what is the creative process like, bro?
It's every single time. It's usually the same. One of three ways, really. Sometimes it's a freestyle, you know what I mean. But a lot of times it's me sitting down and I'm listening to beats. Sometimes I have an idea what I want to write. Sometimes I don't, but I just start writing. Really, I mean, basically you're just freestyling with a pen instead of a mic, and you just freestyle. Maybe you'll write three different hooks for a song until you finally find one that you're like, okay, this is it. And then you know what I mean. You just keep going. You keep figuring it out. You just keep rapping it over and over again. Sometimes I listen to the first 45 seconds of the beat 100 times, and then soon enough you'll get sick of it. You know what I mean? But you just keep rapping your part over and over again, or doing this freestyle and changing words on it, or maybe you scrap it, throw it in the trash, and try to write something new. You just want to work, and you want to keep working, and make sure you're having fun. So a lot of times I'll just be sitting at my home like I am right now in front of my computer, and I'll just be listening to beats, and I'll just write like I am right now. But other times you'll just get a freestyle with no beat at, like, say you'll be at work and you'll just say something that sounds catchy as hell, and then you'll just be like, "Ooh, I gotta write that down." And then whenever you're back in there listening to beats and whatnot, say you can't think of nothing to rap on, then you go through your notes and you see all these little one liners or a little, like, half a hook you might have wrote from the past, and you say, "Damn, I need to use this," and then you'll figure out a beat that it goes on that. And yeah, those are really the only three ways that I've made music in the past.
Oh, bro.
Besides back in 2017, I made a beat, made a couple beats, but they were trash, and they were nowhere near as good as what these other guys are doing out here. So I had to cut back on the beats and focus on what I was good at and master that first.
All right, man. So let's go to meaning of life.
Yeah, that was another song that I definitely got outclassed on by my boy Ash. He killed it on there. I thought I killed it, but he really killed it on there. You got to see it to believe it. But the guy's flow is just ridiculous. I mean, it's incomprehensible. You can't compare it to nothing. It's crazy. It's something you definitely got to check out. And I set the tone. I basically set the dude up with an alley oop, and he windmill 360 between the legs, dunked that bitch.
Hell yeah, dog. All right, man. So Dollar Bills featuring Dot Boy.
Yeah, that was another song that I had wrote the hook. A lot of times, the songs that I either get on, or somebody else gets on with me or whatnot, I'll start out by writing it, and then I'll show somebody an idea, and then we'll just go from there. Where sometimes they'll take over, sometimes I'll take lead and go ahead and help the dude out, whoever it is. But yeah, me and Dot Boy, we had spent all night working on that. Where I already had my hook done, but it took him all night to get that verse written and recorded the way that he wanted it to be. But overall, I would say it was worth it. And you know, what I mean, we got some more dope content out there for the fans, so that it was all worth it in the end.
Hell yeah, man. All right, so when I hit my first lick, dog.
Yeah, that was probably one of the biggest songs that I dropped in the end of 2020. I wanted to put it on Florida's Finest Volume 2, but it didn't make the cut for whatever reason. I guess it was just the timeline didn't really match up right. Where I just had to post something, and that ended up being it. And it was part of Omega. I think that was the last project I dropped in 2020. And yeah, that was some I say weird shit, but it's weird in a good way. It's definitely like it sounds like some like Rastafari shit on the hook.
Hell yeah.
For lack of a better description, man, that's what I gotta go with. And yeah, I mean, you got some inspiration from Kodak on there, talking about riding around in the whip, clutching iron, bumping Kodak. You know what I mean? It just gives you an idea of what it's like in Florida. I mean, what
Hell
my
yeah.
experience is in Florida, at least.
Dance in the rain.
Yeah, that's some more experiences. You know what I mean? Like just throughout life, you know what I mean. You'll get ups and downs, but you know what I mean. Whether you getting rained on or whether you in the sun, man, you just gotta keep going, keep dancing, keep moving forward, and that song embodies that message about, you know what I mean, to keep going, to never stopping, and to, you know what I mean, just prevail.
Dope, bro. Hell yeah. So, Paradise, man.
Paradise is just one of those songs that I had sitting on my computer for a little bit, and it was dope. I always felt a good vibe to it, but I could never really finish it. I could never really write the next verse. So I ended up getting my boy on there, and he did his thing.
Hell yeah, bro. Dollar Bill and a drink.
Yeah, that was a response to some rapper called Lil Philly from California. Where he made some diss song, and it was towards me. He didn't like what I said about some of his. We were gonna collab on some song, and he didn't like some of the stuff I was saying about how his ad libs sounded or whatever. I wanted him to turn down the ad libs or to reduce the peak or some shit like that, something really small. And the dude got insecure and started attacking me about it. And I was like, man, fuck all this shit, dude. I'm good. Like if the dude had like a fair criticism, I would have said it. But the dude didn't even respond to my shit, my criticism for him. He just started attacking me and getting. You could just tell he was butthurt. Like I approached him professional about it, but you could just tell he was butthurt about it. And from there, he eventually made some diss song. I guess like a month or two later or whatnot, and he messaged me in the middle of the night, sent it to me, and I checked it out, and I went to work, and then I came home, and then Dollar Bill and a Dream happened, and I didn't take 2 months to write this shit, but I would say that it was a gazillion times better than his diss track, and I didn't even have to say no, I didn't say no corny shit. Like he said he was talking about how I was like, I need to go back to the trap or some shit like that. But if you even listen to my music, you know that I'm not from the trap. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I might have sold weed, but I never was operating in a trap, or you can't even like misidentify it as such. So a lot of the things he would just do like the typical shit where you just calling somebody like making gay jokes or some shit like that, like some middle school shit. So I didn't even want to put Lil Philly name in the diss track, but it definitely was a diss track aimed at him. But yeah, I didn't want to give him the credit of fucking putting his name in my title, so I did shout him out though in the beginning of the song just to make it clear. Right, I said shout out Lil Philly, and then I hawked a big old fat loogie and spit on the floor.
Damn, dog. Damn, dog. All right.
Had to do him like that though.
Hell yeah, dog. All right. So let's go to the to Florida's Finest Volume 2, Parasite.
That was my best rock song to date. I would have to say that I was having a shitty day. Me and my mom were texting over at like 8 o'clock in the night, and I was just laying in bed doing jack shit. And my mom said, "Fuck it, why don't you come over?" So I did. We all hung out. Me, my mom, my sister had a good time talking and just hanging out, catching up and whatnot. And I got home and it was about 12 o'clock. And I was pissed off because I had wanted to write and record all day long. but I just didn't feel like it for whatever reason. So I ended up getting pissed off. But when I got home at 12, I said I felt so inspired to make music, and I had to go to work in like 5 hours. But I said, fuck it, man. So I cracked open another Mountain Dew, turned on my computer, and started writing that shit. I found the beat, wrote it, recorded it, mixed it, all within 2 hours, and it came out great. And it really is like the most emotional song I've ever made, because it's really, I mean, that's all it is. It's just me putting my emotions on the track. It really ain't even about the bars and whatnot, but there's still bars in there, man. I can't make a song without bars, but it's really emotional for sure.
All right, man. Hell yeah. So, Florida Drill, man.
Yeah, that would be the whenever I was kind of turning the leaf, I feel like, about making my own unique approach to hip hop, where I'm trying to put a name on it and to go ahead and represent where my roots come from, and you know what I mean, just pay homage, show respect to the people who came before me, and do my own thing at the same time. And you know what I mean, it's really self-described after that. I mean, it's Florida Drill. If you're curious about Florida Drill, you're gonna have to click on that and check it out.
Yeah, bro. It's a dope song, man.
Appreciate it.
All right, big dog. So moving on, man. On site.
Yeah, that was the original intro to Florida's Finest Volume 2, until I came up with the song Shaka Zulu. But on site, that joint's crazy. It's really just me putting in a tune basically what I just keep reiterating it over and over again about the respecting hip hop, and not taking no shortcut, no cornball approach to getting clout or whatever, because that's not what it's about for me. For me, it's just all about the art, and that's what I speak on in that song. And really just the whole song really just embodies what sets me apart from everybody else whenever you think about it, really.
That's dope, big dog. Hell yeah, man. So, how did you hook up with Craven Wolfblood?
Yeah, he's a dope rock and roll type of artist that I met through Ashley. And yeah, he's just always been a dope guy to me ever since I met him. He's just always got a good energy with him, real honest and sincere guy. You gotta fuck with people like that. And after listening to him do some vocals on one of Ashley's songs, I wanted to get him on a few of mine.
That's dope, big dog. All right, man. So, Shaka Zulu.
Yeah, this is probably my favorite song to date, man. I remember I had recorded that shit, and I didn't. Sometimes I write something, and if it's weird enough, I'm not sure if it's dope or if it's just weird. And that was one I had to send a snippet to a couple people, and I was like, man, is this dope or is this fucking whack? I couldn't even tell at first. But after finishing that song, man, it's super dope, dude. Like I said, man, to be honest, it's probably my favorite song.
Oh yeah, man. So, man, so starting up, man, in 2020, man, doing all these projects, man, was this overwhelming?
No, I wouldn't say overwhelming. I always felt like it was just what I wanted to do, what I should have been doing the whole time. It's always fun. I like going to work every day. I like coming home. I like working on music. Really, what I feel like is for me.
That's dope, man. So let's go to Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, hey, if you follow the NBA, then you should know that when Kyrie had his little whatever and he wasn't playing basketball for like the last 2 weeks or whatever the fuck he had going on. He referred to the media, the press, as peasants or pawns. No, it was pawns. To quote him correctly, he called them pawns. So he also called himself an artist, or yeah, he called himself an artist. So I started out that song by saying, if Kyrie's an artist, that means I'm a baller, but I'm not shooting Spalding. And you know, I mean, it just started from there, and it just kept going in about, you know, the Florida drill and all the stuff that pertains as such.
All right, man. So Fuego, Armed and Dangerous, featuring Casper Loaded.
Yeah, that was one of the hardest tracks I ever made. I wrote that probably 4 to 5 months ago. I had to go ahead and put it to the side because I felt like I wasn't even good enough at producing yet to go ahead and mess with a song like that. I mean, it just, when you make it, when you do something that's really special and you feel like it's not ready to get posted yet because of the weak link being the producing and whatnot. I knew I had to put in more work and get ready. And by the time that the January 11th release date came around, I was ready, and I got my boy from high school, from Lakewood High School, Casper Loaded. That shit is dope. He put on a dope ass feature on it, and I appreciate it.
All right, man. Tell me.
Tell Me was one of those songs that I had recorded with Craven Wolfblood, where me and him just put our emotions into a track about, you know what I mean, the ups and downs and relationship troubles and the frustrations that come with.
Oh yeah, bro, that's dope, man. La vida es buena.
That's a song that I started writing whenever I had met up with this guy named Jonathan, and I had Casper, or no, I had Craven Wolfblood in the hold on, homie. Give me a second. Let's just go ahead and skip that shit and go on to the next one.
All right, big dog. All right. So straight to the top.
Yeah, Straight to the Top was inspired by one of these songs that I had heard from Rocket Records, being We Never Stop. That's a little record label from ATL. They're making big moves over there, and that they're rocking out similar to how I'm doing it. I kind of look up to them though, in a way, as they're a little bit older than me and a little bit more experienced and farther along in the music business. But they've been real supportive and reached out to me and even offered some helpful advice and whatnot. So I definitely rocking with them. Appreciate them. Shout out to Rocket Records out of ATL.
All right, man. Hell yeah. So straight to the top. Man, let's get into this right now, big dog. All right, man. So we just went through your catalog, man, and by the looks of it, dog, you got a lot of content. You got a lot of things going for you, man. You're collabing. You're getting your name out there. Um, you were speaking on music videos earlier, man. So let's go to this subject, man, and talk about the music video process. And man, what are you planning to do this year?
2021, I'm trying to go ahead and have more ownership over the content that I put out. I plan on starting out a podcast called Fuego TV that I will eventually rebrand into TY TV, because that's always been the nickname I've had since I was a super jit, being Ty is short for Tyler. And yeah, the podcast, doing interviews with local artists, local to Florida specifically, other live streamers, you know, I mean, even people that play Call of Duty. I mean, if you're in Florida and you put out dope content, I want us to have a sit down with you. You know what I'm saying? And go ahead and get you on TYTV.
Oh
And
yeah.
I'm gonna start doing that once a week on